Hey, Totri. I don't know about you. I'm feeling kind of peachy.
Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show presented by Neutral. Keep it tasty, CFP. Coming to you live, of course, from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by my fellow Big 12 champion, Erik Ruby. We've got the captain of this lovely vessel, a championship vessel that is Captain Redbeard behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Do us a solid, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Erik, we are live for a special edition of the PHNX Sun Devils show on Sunday for the first time in the history of this program. The Arizona State Sun Devils are going to the college football playoff.
We're having ourselves quite the day over here on PHNX Sun Devils.
We are.
We literally walked through the office doors a couple of minutes ago. We were on a plane like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now we're here talking about the number 4 seed in the college football playoffs. And the fact that you can look at both of the teams that they could play and say, you know what? They totally can win that game.
Yeah.
They absolutely can win that game.
Yeah, Arizona State, I 100% think it's I think it's fair to say with the way that all of the teams in this playoff, have kind of finished out the season, and the roller coaster that some of these programs have been on since the start of the year and new conferences, whatever. I was speaking to someone's father, I'll leave it at that, in the what's it called? At the stadium yesterday.
Okay.
And we were talking about the college football playoff and all that stuff. And
it wasn't my dad, was it?
It wasn't your father. No,
okay.
It was somebody on the team.
Wanted to make sure.
And they're like, of all years, right? Like this year, it's anybody's game.
Yeah. There
isn't a old school Georgia team. There isn't a Nick Saban Alabama in the way. There isn't an Ohio State team with a CJ Stroud at quarterback. Right. No. There are none of those dominant teams really in the college football playoff this season. So, yeah, I think it's anyone's game. And I don't want to look, too far ahead. And we'll get to the matchups, potential matchups, all that stuff a little bit later on in the show. But for Arizona State to secure a bye, right, getting the 4 seed over Clemson, that is absolutely huge for a team that, in all honesty, I think could use a break. Right.
Yeah.
Could use a couple weeks to just get healthy. You still won't see Jordan Tyson, obviously, but to have that extra week off at this point in the season is going to do wonders for this team.
Well, especially because you saw how they played coming off of their last byes, right? They were coming off losses both times, big games coming back after a week off, and they showed up prepared.
Yeah.
And they showed up ready to win. And I mean, this is a team where I think the only argument that you could have to wanting to play another game earlier is momentum. Like, stay in your groove, dominate another team, and then play the next game feeling a little bit more confident. But I don't think this team is lacking any sort of confidence whatsoever. And they shouldn't. This is a deserving first-round bye college football playoff team. This is not just some, woohoo, fun story that, isn't everybody just happy that they made it? No, this team is a legitimate threat.
They are.
This is a team that, at the end of the day, they could win the national championship. We sat here halfway through the season and talked about, hey, this last stretch of games, Kansas State, BYU, Arizona, and then whatever happens afterwards could determine whether they can beat for a Big 12 championship. And at the time, it felt ridiculous to say that, right? You're like, hey, they're good, But are they that good?
Yeah.
Is the question. And then they proved that they were that good. So I'm not going to sit here and have any doubt in my mind. If they are good enough to get to this point, which they have been, emphatically, by the way, they are good enough to beat any team in the country.
Yeah, they are. They truly are. I think there's a couple things, right? There's the elephant in the room that we might as well get to. This team didn't jump Boise State.
As it should have.
Boise State got the 3 seed. Arizona State got the 4 seed. And the way that the Bulls kind of shook out, Arizona State will play in the Peach Bowl on January 1st. And then you have Boise State will play in the Fiesta Bowl. So Arizona State doesn't get that potential home game atmosphere in the college football playoff because Boise State got the 3 seed. I don't know where you guys were when Boise State was playing UNLV, but I'll tell you where I was, okay? I was enjoying some tacos, watching Boise State barely squeak by UNLV by 14 points. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like too much of an impressive win to me.
No.
Boise State fans, all I hear, all I see in my mentions is, oh, only lost. Oregon. Okay. I didn't know.
Good for you.
At what point in sports did we start having losses be our crowning achievement on the season? Because that's what it is for Boise State.
Doesn't it literally feel like that?
It literally is.
It feels
it's like,
like
oh, we
their
only lost
whole...
to Oregon by 3.
Dude.
You still lost, dude.
It genuinely feels like their whole argument is based around the fact that they played Oregon. Not even, you didn't beat Oregon. Yeah, you played them close, but like you played them.
You lost.
That's
Their
it.
crowning achievement on the season is that they lost to Oregon by 3 points.
Yeah. And
they beat UNLV twice. UNLV was ranked one time, this most recent time in the Mountain West Championship, and they weren't ranked the first time.
They shouldn't have been. I don't think that they're a top 25 team. I think they're a fine team. I don't think they're a top 25 team. And ASU is manhandled multiple top 25, top 20
teams that are still in the top 25.
Correct. And yeah, it's not like they beat Iowa State and Iowa State fell. I think Kansas State fell out.
Kansas State probably fell out. I don't think BYU did, though.
No, BYU is still in there. And if Kansas State fell out, they're still going to be in a good bowl game. They're still a good team, right?
Yeah.
This team beat
they beat Power 4 teams, man.
And common opponents.
That means something.
Common opponents, Wyoming. What happened when Boise played Wyoming?
They won by what, 7 or 4?
Yeah, it was they barely 2 crowning achievements, barely beating Wyoming and losing to Oregon. And at the Sun Devils' worst, at the beginning of the season, they blew the brakes off of Wyoming. It wasn't even close. I'm not trying to fully take away from from them. I think Boise is a good team. I think Arizona State is a great team. And there should be some acknowledgement of that because I get you want to reward somebody who has one loss, but Kenny made the point, Graham has made the point that they have one loss with their quarterback. One.
Yeah.
And it was the first true road game in the Big 12. And they were still in it. And they didn't get dominated, right? To me, you have to look at that. You have to look at that whole situation. And I feel like they, didn't want the Sun Devils to be in the Fiesta Bowl. I think that was actually a pretty significant factor. And I think I think they want to legitimize Boise State. I think they want.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but that's what it feels like. I have no, maybe just the fact that they're going to be 3 or 4 anyway. If you put them 3, it's like, oh, wow, like you're kind of, boosting them up a little bit. It's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like most people are, and we are spending a lot of time on Boise State.
That's fine. Screw it. We're in. Like we're chilling.
Yeah, we're good.
We're just saying, how you could make it better.
This is just talking ball. Talking ball.
Oh, I'm ready to talk ball. And if you're an Arizona State fan, I'm going to tell you a point that hasn't been brought up yet that you should be excited about.
Oh boy, I'm ready.
Because of the way that it falls, right? Arizona State now doesn't play again until the 1st, right? January 1st, they'll play in the Peach Bowl. The transfer portal window,
oh my gosh,
is from the 9th to the 28th, right? So for players that want to leave the program prior to the spring window, you would be opting out of a college football playoff game, right? which means that you likely won't see a ton of Arizona State Sun Devils starters hit the portal because of the way that it trickles out.
Yeah.
Now, they could obviously still hit the portal when the spring window opens.
Sure, but if you win a national championship, do you want to transfer? Hercules says, as an ASU fan, I'm just grateful we made it this far. Can't wait to upset college football. That's the overall tone. And I tweeted this morning before the college football playoff stuff came out. Like, yeah, the AP Top 25 came out, and the AP Top 25 doesn't really matter anymore. But Arizona State is still a top 10 team in the country in the AP Top 25.
Yeah.
Miraculous.
The AP Top 25 doesn't matter. But what's also interesting about this, right, is because of the format of the college football playoff, Arizona State gets the 4 seed, right? But they're not the number 4 team in the country.
No.
Right? They still, I believe, have them as like the 12, which is still technically a pretty big jump from where they were at before. So they're not necessarily viewed as the 4th best team, but they are viewed as the 4th best conference champion.
Right. Yeah, and I think that they're going to tweak this format a little bit.
They should, and they better.
They should, and they will. But for right now, man, we will take this. We're thrilled. We might be a little lower energy today because we were pretty high energy last night. If you missed our post game show that went an hour and 40 minutes and had the 3 of us kill a bottle of whiskey on air.
I don't think me and Kyle got home until 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
2:30.
Yeah, we went out. I left at like 1-ish.
About that time.
About 1.
Maybe. I feel like you're yanking my chain on that. I feel like you left way earlier.
Maybe 12. Yeah, it was 12:45. I got back to the hotel at 1 something, and let's just say that we had a night.
Yeah, a night was had, and so was a morning. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
can I say it, Kyle?
Yeah, I think we had breaking news.
Kyle's phone is in Dallas, Texas still. For everybody wondering, Kyle does not have a cell phone right now.
Yeah,
so
poor guy.
Don't shoot him a text because he's not going to respond anytime soon. Look, we are going to get back to the college football playoff discussion.
What a smooth transition. Kyle's life is over. By the way.
All of the stuff. We'll figure it out. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Like I said, we are going to get back into this conversation, but we are going to take a quick break.
Empire Today, my friends. Absolutely love them. They are the best flooring that you can get, and of course at the best price. Now, I'm not going to say the lowest price, because if you guarantee the lowest price for flooring, you're guaranteeing to put bad flooring into somebody's home. And that is something that Empire Today refuses to do. They are here to make sure that you make the right decision, whether it's the color of the flooring, whether it's the style of the flooring, where it's going in the home. They can get somebody in your house, apartment, place of business, whatever it is, in the same day. Plus, they have a virtual floor visualizer as well to make it easy, quick, and convenient for you to renovate and do something that is usually not easy, quick, and convenient. I can testify. We have Empire Today flooring in our studios. I was here when they were installing it. Very easy, very good process. And I'll tell you what, they've held up pretty nice. You'd be surprised. Podcast studios, a lot of chairs be moving around and everything. So go schedule your free in-home estimate today, and all listeners of PHNX Sun Devils will receive a $350 off discount when you use promo code PHNX. Some restrictions do apply. See EmpireToday.com/PHNX for details.
Look, I knew that this team was going to be good. I knew they were going to be college football playoff good. I knew that they were going to win the Territorial Cup a couple weeks ago.
You did.
Because on that drive to Tucson, what was in front of us pretty much the whole way? It was a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend. My favorite car. My favorite car. Shout out Sanderson Ford. If you haven't been, they've got a ton of different options to hook you up in. And look, PHNX is proud to have Sanderson Ford as our official vehicle partner. Get a new 2024 F-150 truck with 3.9 APR financing for 66 months, plus up to $4,000 cash back, similar savings on over 900 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot. Go check out Sanderson Ford. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Go check them out. I want a new car. I want a new car so bad. Maybe we could do a road trip to Atlanta.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah,
I'll fly.
You're going to fly there? That's fair.
I'll meet you there.
Oh, my goodness. Look, I saw some people discussing where Arizona State goes after this, right after the first round bye. You've got all those other matchups. They'll play the winner of Texas and Clemson. Clemson will be at Texas. Is there any way that you lean right now in terms of who you would like to see in that matchup? I think there's an easy answer.
You'd rather see Clemson?
Clemson's an easier matchup.
See, that's what I was going to say, Clemson. But at the same time, like, Clemson's playing good football right now, but I don't think they're playing fantastic. I think either way, ASU could win.
Yeah.
I think Texas draws more eyeballs and gets a lot of respect. Come on, guys.
Chat's grilling us. We were not doing good this morning.
Come on.
Well, like, we woke up at what?
We woke up at 6 Dallas time, and we were boarding at 7:30 Dallas time, and we had a 30-minute Uber drive.
And we made it.
Okay? If y'all think we sound bad now,
oh, yeah.
you should have seen how we were sounding.
At 6 in the morning?
I can turn the energy up. I can turn it on for y'all. That's fine. I can do that for you, Coach Stark. I could do that for you, Paul.
I can't.
I can.
So
I got this.
You do that.
You here. Tag me in. We would whoop Clemson's behind if we played them. I'm rooting for them because I want an entire week of hating on Dabo Swinney live on air. I want to get paid to talk crap about Dabo Swinney, okay? You want the energy,
Dabo.
chat? I'll bring you the energy, chat. You're Arizona State Sun Devils. First round bye. And somehow they still got disrespected. Well, ain't that something? Another chip on the shoulder. Oh, no Fiesta Bowl? Don't matter. Going to Georgia. We're burning a peach. We're caramelizing the peach.
Dude,
okay?
I could tear up a caramelized peach right
Dude,
now.
I'm doing all this on no food. I've had 0 food today. I've had water.
I had a Jimmy John's sandwich, no free ads.
At like 7 a.m. Yeah. Listen. I can flip the switch, okay? I can flip the switch.
We're going to the playoffs!
Come on!
Ah! Who do you think you are? I am. Wow. How are you feeling, Captain Redbeard?
Great.
Kyle had himself a morning. Oh, he had himself a morning.
Oh, boy.
No, okay, now the switch has been flipped. For every like this show gets, Erik and Anthony say, you know what? I have heard, like, scientifically that liking and subscribing to PHNX Sports is a way to cure our hangovers. For every like, I'll get progressively louder. How about that? Oh, Sharon wants to know where the empty whiskey bottle is. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll go grab the empty whiskey bottle. I think it is in the suitcase. But to be honest with you,
this morning was a blur.
We threw everything together, and
there's a likely chance that something other than Kyle's phone has been left in Dallas.
Yeah.
I can't believe you lost your phone, dude.
Sorry. We'll get back to the college football playoffs. But we would just be like sitting there and be like,
50 years.
I cannot believe that Kyle lost his phone.
That's
Kyle,
crazy.
we woke up intoxicated, and Kyle, the first thing he was like, when he realized he didn't have his phone, was just, that's not good. And then went silent, and then every like 2 minutes was, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, my goodness.
But what is good is the Arizona State Sun Devils.
No, that's facts. That is facts. Look, we haven't gone through the entire bracket. I want to do that for everybody that is watching. For those of you that don't know how the first expanded college football playoff ended up shaking out. So Oregon got the one. Those were your Big Ten champions. They had a really, really nice win over Penn State, although Penn State did look good. So Oregon, they win the Big Ten. They get the 1 seed. They get the bye. Georgia, they are the 2 seed, also a conference champion. They beat Texas in overtime, an absolute dogfight. I think 22-19 was that final score. So Georgia gets a bye. Boise State, they obviously played on Friday night, and they beat UNLV. So they win the Mountain West.
Just a dominant victory for your Broncos.
21-7.
Maybe the best team in college football. Oh, by the way.
Also, their field is so ugly.
Okay, I disagree with that. I love the blue field. But another thing in all this UNLV BS, it was a home game.
Yeah,
it was a home game for Boise State, and they barely beat UNLV.
There's a lot of Boise State fans here in the Valley. That Fiesta Bowl is going to feel like a home game for them for sure.
It's true.
I still think they're going to get worked by. They have such an easy.
Yeah.
We'll get in all this.
If they play SMU, they would Yeah.
Arizona State, they obviously have the 4, your Big 12 champions. So Oregon will see the winner of Tennessee at Ohio State. Tennessee is the 9, Ohio State is the 8. Georgia, the 2 seed, they will see the winner of Indiana at Notre Dame. Indiana, the 10 seed, Notre Dame, the 7 seed. You're going to have an in-state kind of home game between the Hoosiers and, of course, the Fighting Irish. Boise State, the 3 seed Mountain West Conference champions, they will see the winner of SMU and Penn State. SMU on the road at Penn State. That one feels like it's going to be a Penn State gimme game.
I feel like Penn State might put up 50.
Penn State has, in just what I can see, the easiest route to the semis.
SMU, Boise State.
Yeah.
There's no better draw.
That's a perfect draw for them.
For Penn State. I think it's a good draw for Boise State, too. I mean, you're going to face a good team.
Yeah.
Right? But if SMU can somehow upset Penn State, then that's a good matchup for Boise State for sure.
100%. And then, of course, the 4-seeded Arizona State Sun Devils, your Big 12 champs, they will see the winner of 12 Clemson at number 5 Texas. Potentially, we may get blessed with a Kenny Dillingham, Matthew McConaughey moment at some point.
Wow.
In the Peach Bowl. Just going to throw that out there right now.
I thought that you were going to go a step further and be like, we might get Dan Lanning versus Kenny Dillingham.
I mean, it's a possibility.
I mean, Kenny's former employer in the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility. Your first 2 teams that were left out, obviously Alabama and Miami, which neither here nor there. But I think Miami should have been in the conference championship.
Yeah,
the ACC stinks.
ACC stinks. Also, if you are looking to go to the Fiesta Bowl to watch Boise State's demise, check out our friends over at Game Time. That's the funniest comment I've ever seen.
Thanks, Ryan.
That's the funniest comment I've ever seen. Ryan, we appreciate you.
I don't appreciate that guy.
No, I love Ryan. He's the nicest guy I've ever seen, calling us clowns for like no reason. We haven't said anything.
Yeah,
I've said
Are you
way
a Boise
stupider
State
things.
fan? Are you a Boise State fan? Is that what it is? I gotta know. Know why we're clowns. I don't disagree with you. Like, we are clowns.
I am lead clown at the PHNX circus. Okay.
Yeah.
I am the biggest clown there is. But I have not been a big clown today.
No.
You want to see clowns? Go to tomorrow. Yeah. Yesterday's post game show, about 45 minutes in, the hour after that, you'll see some clowns there. Anyway, if you want to go watch Boise State just get rocked, get your tickets on Game Time for the Fiesta Bowl. Of course, if you want to go to the Peach Bowl as well, you can get your tickets at Game Time. Just want to give a quick shout out to them. Do we want to talk about Texas specifically?
Do we want to talk about Texas
because
specifically?
we both agree that Clemson would be the preferred matchup. However,
Texas is a better team.
That means Texas is the better team. Some of the times, the better team wins.
Yeah.
So I think there's a very real likelihood that this team plays Texas. How do you feel about their matchup?
I feel fine
with the Longhorns.
I feel fine.
What do you think? What would your biggest concern be
in that matchup? Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Because I would say I don't think that this team has seen a quarterback of that caliber yet. This season, Cam Rising wasn't that guy.
Svoboda?
Svoboda's not that guy.
Valley legend, sorry.
Let's see, who else? Rocco Becht is probably the closest thing that they've seen.
They handled him.
But there are some dudes on that Texas, I mean, just that team. That it's an SEC team, right? So you're going to see big dudes in the trenches. You are going to see, again, Quinn Ewers, potentially Arch Manning. You got your work cut out, man. You got to.
You do.
This is not going to be
that's big boy football.
Game.
I mean, this is a team who at one point was the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, they were competing in an SEC championship, and they were 3 points away. From winning, from 4 points from winning,
from getting probably the 2 seed. So this is a very good team, but definitely a team that ASU can still beat. Evangelion says, I don't think either of them can stop Skattebo. And also everyone was so high on Rocco Becht, and we shut him down. I mean, I was high on Rocco Becht too. I still think Rocco Becht is good.
He's the best quarterback they played.
Yeah, but they did handle him. And there was another point, if we can scroll up a little bit, It was also by Evangelion, who says, I want Texas so we can get better recruiting. I mean, you just played at AT&T Stadium and dominated, right? Texas to Tempe is the last thing that the player said at the end of their press conference.
Good point.
And if you take on Texas, it's SEC football, eyeballs, more eyeballs than Clemson, and it's Texas football, which is even an extra element in that. Plus, you get a little Big 12 payback.
Yeah.
Do it for the conference.
I guess you would have Big 12 Nation rooting for Arizona State in that game because Big 12 fans hate Texas.
Big 12 fans, if you're not rooting for Arizona State at this point, like Arizona fans, I get it. Don't root for Arizona State. I know some of y'all like that we're succeeding. I know Saul is in there. I know that, we're a good story. But the rest of the Big 12, why would they not be rooting for us?
They should be. And look, I think when we talk about seeing Texas, right, and I had this conversation with someone a couple weeks ago, just when we were discussing this, right, discussing potential college football playoff and that stuff. Texas is a good team, right, but they haven't really beaten anybody. Right, we do this again. The same thing that we did against Iowa State when we had this conversation. Right, this is a good team. You know that they're a talented team, but who have they beaten? Right, they opened the year with a win over Colorado State. They beat Michigan. Michigan was a top 10 team at that time. Michigan is not ranked any longer.
Yeah,
they beat UTSA. They beat University of Louisiana Monroe.
I mean, talk about a powerhouse.
They beat Mississippi State. They beat Oklahoma, which Oklahoma was ranked at the time. Oklahoma, I don't believe, finished the year ranked.
No.
They spanked Alabama at one point. So that's their marquee win right now going through this, right? They lost to Georgia by 15. They squeaked out a 3-point win over Vanderbilt. They whooped on unranked Florida. They beat Arkansas. They beat Kentucky. And then the best win of the season, they beat number 20 Texas A&M 17-7. That was a close game. For pretty much the majority of it. And then, of course, they lost the SEC championship to Georgia. So, if you go through, it's the same, it's the same, but not the same conversation that we're having about, some of these other teams, right? That they don't necessarily have, the marquee wins that maybe stack up with some of the other teams, but it's Texas, right? It's they have the talent, they have the players, but they haven't really beat anyone.
No, they haven't. And at the same time, though, I feel like if you look at it that way, which I don't think the team will, but we can, it's kind of discounting it, right?
Hell yeah, I'm discounting it.
Because
discount double check. Come on, man.
What? Oh, this is Cam Skattebo
with his belt.
God, that belt was so sick.
Yeah.
Him holding the belt up was so hard.
This is me. Yeah. I'm pulling you back on the rails.
I can't talk about Cam Skattebo with a WWE Championship Big 12 MVP belt? If I can't talk about that, why am I here? Why am I alive if I can't talk about that? Coolest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Coolest thing I've ever seen.
That was such a good stretch.
I've hit a couple good stretches so far. And let me tell you.
You gonna hit another one?
Yeah, probably at some point. But I love being this guy. I think this is everybody's favorite thing that we do. We'll continue to talk about the college football playoffs.
Look, we talked Texas.
Yeah, we'll talk Clemson
on the other side of this.
And
break.
I'm gonna stretch.
Okay,
I promise.
Guys, I have missed the studio. I have missed Studio K.
It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. There are snacks in this studio. Okay, which, after being at the LLS, I realized is something to appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful here. And shout out Circle K. Guys, they're trying to help you save money every single day with their free membership program, Inner Circle. Super easy to download. Just enter your email and phone number to be fully enrolled. And after that, all you need is your phone number to start getting deals. You can save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. And then you can save 3 cents per gallon every single day after that. Plus, there is plenty of other member-exclusive deals and discounts. Enjoy your member-exclusive beverage deal. Inner Circle members like you can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents. Join Inner Circle.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just ready
to cut me off, man.
Yeah, my bad.
Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details.
Sorry, this is how you know that we're a little bit off today. I made a terrible grave mistake. before we went to Dallas.
Did you?
I left my Shady Rays at home.
You did do that.
And I'll tell you what, it sucked not having my Shady Rays on for our post-game show last night. Because that would have been.
I wish I had mine right now.
It would have been the only thing that made that show better. Because Shady Rays are beautiful, and over 300,000 people have rated their world-class product 5 stars. They're an independent sunglasses company. Their shades have durable frames, crystal clear optics, and they're the perfect choice for outdoor adventures. They're the perfect choice for holiday gifts as well. They have different styles, different colorways, so many different ones. I love my Shady Rays. I'm rocking them. They call me the blind mouse. I don't care. I think I'm looking good. And they have a loss or protection replacement. So if you take an unexpected hitter, they go missing. Don't sweat it. Plus, there's no risk when you shop. You can get a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays getting out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com. Use code PHNX for 35%.
Dang.
Off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. All right, time to stretch.
I want to see Clemson bad.
Why?
They have the 4th worst run defense in the ACC. They gave up 150 yards on the ground a game. The only teams worse are Syracuse, Wake Forest, and Florida State.
God, Florida State.
Let me see. I want to compare this. So they give up 150 rush yards per game.
They're about to give up 200.
Let's see what that is in comparison to the Big 12. So teams that give up around the same in the conference. Kansas gives up about $153, Colorado $149, Baylor $155.
Iowa State worse than that.
Iowa State, the only team worse than Iowa State is Oklahoma State.
Well, do they count yesterday in that then?
Yeah, this that might all be updated.
Then that definitely went up.
Yeah, they give up 179 rush yards a game.
This team showed that they can step up and they can take advantage of a weakness of another team, and I think it's very clear that. For Clemson, if you play them, what you need to exploit is their run defense.
Yeah.
And you have the best person to do that. What's going to be awesome if they do, I know we're talking about Clemson, if they do end up playing Texas, though, is watching Cam Skattebo do what Cam Skattebo does to SEC-size linemen. Good SEC-size linemen, not Mississippi State SEC linemen, and just knocking them over, because I feel like some people still don't give them the respect. But back to Clemson, if you play Clemson, Sam Leavitt, Cam Skattebo, they're going to run the ball all over the place. All over the place. No, Devinal.
Yeah, I was going to let you handle that. I'm not doing that. No. One more?
No.
Yeah.
Devin will ask for our audio listeners, who I love, 48-hour stream if you win the Natty.
72.
72-hour stream? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know how accurate this is. But Mars in the chat says, I'm not sure if you saw or heard during the Open State Championship last night at the stadium, the players showed up on the field at halftime, showed the trophy, and the crowd were cheering.
Yeah, you were face deep in a bottle of whiskey, but that did happen. I did see that. It was pretty sick. They all walked out and they were celebrating, and Cam had the championship belt and all of that. It was really cool.
The Valley has been activated, and your Arizona State Sun Devils are in the college football playoff.
Gosh. So freaking
They're in the
activated
college
right now.
football playoff, dude.
Not just like squeaked in either, I don't think.
No, absolutely not. They were as for sure a team as all of the other conference champions.
Well, I mean, rules-wise, yes. I think even if there wasn't a guaranteed spot for the winners of the conference champions, and
yeah, they were the 12.
I think they would still get in. Sharon says, Devin, don't ask them when they're tired and hungover. That was terrible timing. You can ask me when I had the best sleep of my life and I've got a full tummy and I'm still saying no to a 48-hour stream. This has been a lesson for all of us of don't say things. Just don't say things.
Yeah.
Kyle has to get a tattoo.
We have to do a 24-hour stream.
Kyle has it the worst. Kyle has sacrificed for this season. He's getting a tattoo. He's lost his phone. And he has to produce the 24-hour stream.
And we've still got more
And we
games
still
to
have
be played.
more to do.
We're going to ATL, baby.
Mars says it's a different feeling for this team for sure. It is. There is a special aura around this
I tweeted
team.
it. This might be the best Arizona State football team of all time.
Legitimate conversation. And if they continue to win, I think it stops becoming a conversation and it starts becoming a fact.
I'm curious. Can we put that in the chat as a poll? Is this the greatest ASU team of all time? Just yes or no. I know there's going to be people that love that Rose Bowl team. And there's probably a team in the 80s. I think someone had messaged me, said that they really liked. But this team, what they're doing right now, 11-1 with a starting quarterback right? They are Big 12 champions. They haven't lost in months at this point. They have got the baddest man in college football right now in Cam Skattebo,
who stood on business yesterday.
Stood on business. They got guys, kind of coming out the woodwork at wide receiver, Xavier Guillory, Malik McClain. All these guys really, really stepping up, making some big-time plays in big-time moments. And this team is dangerous. It's not a team that you want to see. I don't care if you're Texas. I don't care if you're Clemson. You don't want to see this team. I think the rest of the college football playoff got lucky that Arizona State didn't end up as the 3 seed to play in the Fiesta Bowl because that would have been a hometown environment.
I wish, man.
So
screw you, Short Bus.
He's not wrong. No, I sound horrible.
Yeah,
My voice is so gone,
I think
dude.
you're struggling. I feel like I'm doing fine.
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm not.
Short Bus, if you want the energy, I feel like 8 minutes in, I just went nuts. So go check that out. Appreciate everybody in here right now. So many of you being in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you stick around. We are covering this team every single day, except for tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow.
We are taking tomorrow off because this is our 11th show.
I don't know.
This week
we did Monday, Tuesday. We did 2 on Tuesday.
2 on Tuesday.
Maybe it's the 10th.
The 10th.
This
so
is 10 show.
4 on Wednesday.
We did
5
2
on
weeks
Thursday,
worth of shows.
6. Yeah, 6 on. No, I don't even do this anymore. Anyway,
I don't want to count
I
anymore.
need a meal, Sharon. I love these snacks. I have not eaten anything today.
BCAs, you got hosed by the committee out of a Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, it is what it is. I agree. I would much rather they preferred to play in the Fiesta Bowl, but it is what it is.
What do you think about some of these other games? What do you think about how do you think the rest of that college football playoff, at least that first round, is going to shake out? Because you
list them off for me, and I'll give you my prediction.
You got some phenomenal matchups. Well, you've got SMU at Penn State.
I think Penn State blows them out.
You think Penn State blows them out?
I think Penn State wins by 15 plus.
Wow, just total disrespect. We can actually, you know what we probably could do?
What?
Is I'm going to go see if the lines have been set.
Check our friends over at Bet365.
We might be able to double check and see what the spreads are on some of these games. Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Yes, I know I do not sound very good.
It's okay. I'm just putting you on my back per usual.
Appreciate
it's all good.
That. Well, you can't get Arizona State lines yet. You can get them at plus 6,000 to win the Natty.
I wish I bet on this team a long time ago.
No, that's fair. That is 100% fair. But maybe it's a good thing that we didn't.
Well, yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to know why I think Penn State will beat the brakes off SMU?
Tell me why you think Penn State.
I think Penn State will beat the brakes off of SMU, not because SMU is a bad team, but because I think that Penn State can see a very clear path to getting to the final round, to playing in the Natty, and I think they probably got the best draw. And so with Boise State on the other side and Penn State being favored.
Did they get the best draw? Because if they make the semis, they would play.
They'd play Georgia. But
Georgia, Notre Dame, or Indiana.
Okay,
any of those teams are.
Yeah, I get that. But if you get to the semifinals, you're going to play a good team, right? But it's about getting there first. And I think Penn State has the easiest path in the first 2 games, right? Penn State playing SMU and then Boise State, I think, are the 2 easiest games for any team not having a first round bye. And then I think Clemson and Texas, I think that Texas is a better team than Penn State. Or than Clemson is a better team than SMU.
Clemson, by the way, barely. The way they won that game is crazy. They won on a 56-yard field goal. I think as time expires.
Big.
Clemson was
big-ish, yeah.
They found a way to march down the field at the end, kick a field goal, and
I think Penn State does something similarly. They just lock up at the end, and SMU doesn't threaten. That's that. I don't think SMU's bad. I don't think they go scoreless. I think that's the most convincing win in the first round.
You're going to see the difference between the Big Ten and the ACC.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the most convincing win.
This feels like a 42-20 game.
Until they play Boise State, that'll be the biggest win of the college football playoffs.
Penn State
over
you're
SMU.
Talking just like margin
points-wise, point margin. I think Penn State might blow out 2 teams in a row.
I think Texas is going to beat the brakes off Clemson.
Okay, so I
because
also
Clemson, let's be again, they got the 12 seed.
Yeah.
but they are not 12th.
No,
in
they
the
got in
rankings.
because they won their conference.
They won their conference.
They
They're-
got an auto bid.
They were ranked 16.
Yeah, they're not a college football playoff
By
team.
the way, Arizona State just beat 16. I don't know if you
Just
know.
so you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think Texas wins too. And then you have Tennessee, Ohio State. We have not talked about this game at all. That might be the best game of the first round.
It is the best game of the first round.
I think Indiana Notre Dame will be fun.
Yeah, Indiana Notre Dame will be fun. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, Notre Dame is in Indiana. So you are getting a kind of a statewide rivalry matchup between Indiana and Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame kind of got hosed because I think any of those other teams would hate to travel to South Bend, Indiana at that time.
chilling.
But Indiana knows what Indiana's about, especially like a Texas. If Texas had to go on the road, or if Clemson had to go on the road in South Bend in late December where it's snowing, it's gross, that stadium, that environment, like you don't want to do that. And this is going to be something like, not to get too off topic, this is going to be something that for years on end is going to be like a real like thing in the college football playoff, is Notre Dame hosting these games, because Notre Dame, out of all of these places, has the most vicious environment in December.
I feel similarly, obviously not like weather wise, but Penn State's home environment is also really tough.
Yeah.
Really tough because you're going to have the whiteout, and we were talking about it was possible ASU played at Penn State.
Yeah.
Right? Or at South Bend. And those were two places that you're like,
you
ooh,
want to go to South Bend.
That's it's gonna be suffocating. So I think Notre Dame and Indiana will be a good game. I'm gonna take Notre Dame to win that one. I think Penn State blows out SMU. I think Texas blows out Clemson, and Ohio State Tennessee has a chance
Ryan
to be
Day get it done.
No, I think walk off field goal Tennessee. Yeah.
So Ryan Day gets fired then, right? Ryan Day has to get fired if they lose in the first round.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
He's got to.
He doesn't have the gene. He doesn't have the Dilly gene.
No, he's not clutch. He's not clutch at all. He's the worst big-time college football coach I've ever seen. That's saying a lot, because I've seen a lot of college football.
It's true.
Tony in the chat, the seating committee must have been more drunk than Totri and Erik. That is highly unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think
Highly unlikely.
anybody was more drunk than Anthony Totri yesterday.
Kyle Cooper was.
I don't think anybody was drunker collectively than you two.
No, we were hanging out with some buddies.
Actually, no, we were definitely.
hanging out
there
with
were
some
definitely
buddies
people.
that for sure were on that same level.
The poll. There's 51 votes in the poll. Is this the greatest ASU football team ever? Do you want to guess?
Sure. I'm going to say it's close. Am I right?
I'm not telling you anything. Give me your guess.
Give me 67% say yes.
60 yes, 40 no.
Wow.
Yeah.
The best Arizona State team in the history of this program.
And it
you
could
get
just
to
be
watch
getting
it.
better.
And you get to watch it. Gosh, I miss Jordan Tyson. I
Yeah.
wish Jordan Tyson
If they had Jordan Tyson.
didn't really hurt himself.
They had Jordan Tyson. I might have picked them to win it all, and I might still pick them to win it all. Because why not us?
So do we make a bet if they win the Natty?
I can't put money on it because I'm a curse.
No. We won't put money on it. But we did a 12-hour stream.
Dude.
I'm not saying we do a stream. Just before you
Watch
yell at
your
me.
mouth.
Before you yell at me.
This is for
I don't
you.
have the octaves to match you right now.
That's not my fault.
No, I just what I'm saying is shut up so that I can talk. So we talked a long time ago that if they made it to the chip, we do a 12-hour stream.
Yeah.
We talked if they won the chip, we'd do a 24-hour stream. Kyle now has to get a tattoo at that time. We're still waiting on proof that you have to wear a Speedo
Yeah,
for part
I'm
of it.
actually. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm wildly disappointed that I've been consistent with this. Y'all got to find the footage, or I ain't wearing no Speedo. Point blank. Period.
I don't know if chat's going to necessarily hate that. I think they're like, yay.
Yeah, and if I'm wearing the Speedo, it's going to be at like 3 a.m, and we're not clipping it.
I'm clipping it.
I'm not
We're
clipping.
making that a short.
Ooh, Short Bus says, bro, give Malik a few more weeks of practice.
Yeah, give all these guys.
I mean,
give these
you're
guys
gonna
a
get a
week
look.
to breathe.
Yeah.
Give these guys a week to get healthy. Like the bumps and the bruise. Like people don't understand how valuable the bye is going to be. This is not like in baseball. This is not like in basketball where momentum is something that carries over. I am a big believer that momentum for football is within a game, but it doesn't carry over week because everything changes so drastically in terms of preparation because there is so much time.
But I
in
think
between
it's
games
the
anyways.
I think it's the preparation factor that's different, right, than the other sports, because you have one shot, you have one game, and you have all this time leading up to it. And so with this team specifically, they've shown that they're very good at preparing. I love
Ben's got a good one. I like Ben's comment.
With the idea of the year.
Yeah, we got to pitch this one to Espo, saying that if they win the Natty, Erik, Totri, and Captain get a week's paid vacation.
I don't know who Totri is.
Totri?
Totri?
Yeah, it's my alter
That sounds
ego.
like a Pokemon. Go, Totri!
I was going to make a Pokemon noise, but then...
Do it.
No, I don't want that to live on.
Totri. That's pretty good, huh? I promise I'm sober.
I was going somewhere.
Yeah, you were going to make a bet.
Pulled me down. Oh, yeah, there we are. I don't know. What are we thinking?
No,
Chat,
this is your thing.
Any ideas?
No.
Any ideas? Dude, if they win the national championship...
We're already doing a 24-hour stream.
24 hour stream.
We're not doing a 48-hour stream. That would be insane. We'd die.
We got to figure it out.
I don't know, dude. I feel like we should do something fun, not like
violent.
I don't think like we should bet something that's like
gonna hurt us,
like bad for us. We should be like, let's
but
go. But
that's what the people want.
If they
you gotta give the people
ASU
what they
wins
want.
the Natty, we get ice cream. Like,
no, my tummy would hurt.
That's true. Well, maybe that's the bet then. Make sure your tummy hurts. I don't know. We'll do something fun. We'll figure it out. We'll do something fun. But I'm not promising anything. I've learned my lesson. I'm a grown man now.
Congratulations.
It's about dang time. And
that's not happening, Charles.
I will not be making these bets.
Lawrence in the chat says he doesn't like buys. Let's see. Kind of don't like bye weeks. Stats say losses are more prevalent afterwards. Coach Dilly needs to keep team working out during off time
to buck that misnomer.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think, like I said, it comes down to coaching, less about the time off, less about the bye week itself, and more about how you're spending that time. I don't think the bye week is inherently detrimental.
No, I don't think it's detrimental at all.
I think sometimes it's needed. And I think with this team specifically, there is absolutely zero doubt in my mind that Kenny Dillingham will have this team prepared, have this team constantly working out, getting it mental, getting it physical. They will be maybe the most prepared team going into the college football playoffs. Yeah. Like there's a reason why they're this good, and it's because they're the type of team that's not going to let a bye week affect them.
No, that's facts. That is facts. This is a team that I think is going to be just fine without a bye week. And I want to tell everybody right now, because I just found out about it. Within the next couple of hours, we will have up on our YouTube channel, Kenny Dillingham, his first kind of press conference since finding out that Arizona State was getting the 4 seed. So definitely make sure you subscribe to PHNX Sports, because that video will be up on our YouTube channel as soon as we have it. We are going to give our kind of closing thoughts on the college football playoff and where Arizona State falls in some of those upcoming matchups. But we are going to take our final break.
Chicken and pickle.
Nice.
I wish that I had chicken and waffles right now. I'm so hungry, and all I can think about is the delicious food over at Chicken and Pickle, because they have so much: indoor, outdoor pickleball, life-size battleship, Jenga, ping pong, 2-story bar, TVs to watch all the games. But right now, if I was at Chicken and Pickle, I would be a man with tunnel vision, a man with one thing on his mind, and that is to eat. And my Lord, the chicken and waffles are my favorite. But it's not just that, and it's not just the chicken. And guess what? It's not just the pickles. I've had a quesadilla from there, fire. I've had ribs from there, fire. All of it, so good. And it's such a great place, whether you want to go there for a first date, whether you want to go out with family and friends, maybe you want some time for yourself, want to go watch some games. There is no better place to do all of it than Chicken and Pickle. And we will be hosting another PHNX pickleball tournament in, I think, about a week. Make sure you go to gophnx.com/events to check that out, and head to chickenandpickle.com to see all the fun that you can have at their Glendale location.
What's the best part of this studio, you think? There are a lot of options.
I don't think I could pick a best part, but there is a new part that's caught my eye.
That's fair. That is fair. My most recent favorite has to do
recency
with
bias.
Lovely LED neon sign that we've got right behind Captain Redbeard. You're not going to be able to see it. It is a massive pitchfork that is just glowing. And my goodness, is it beautiful? It might be one of the best pieces that we have in the
I think we should get more just like it. I think
there
there should be an entire wall of pitchforks.
We should. Guys, Saturday Neon makes officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs. Perfect for your home, office, dorm room, fan cave, or bar. Get this, LEDs last up to 100,000 hours, so you'll be enjoying your sign for years to come. Use code PHNX for 10% off your order at SaturdayNeon.com.
Wonderful. A couple comments in the chat. Short Bus says, get an RV and go across the country and record. No. Gerald B asks, not Gerald Bourget, by the way, a different Gerald B, asks if Cam Skattebo should be in the Heisman conversation. Absolutely, emphatically, yes. And Tony says, hey, Erik, you manned up coming down to the ASU pregame party. What happened to Totri? ? Must have been at Chicken and Pickle.
I know, I was at the game.
I mean, he was there before you showed up. I think
not my fault. You don't know what time to show up, Tony. I was there on time, buddy.
I think Totri got scared when he heard that you were coming, and he ducked the
I got
smoke.
scared of somebody with the same name as me. I'm just shaking in my boots.
There can only be one. Tucson's only big enough for one Tony.
That's fine, Tony. You can have that. You can have Tucson. I don't want it. I'm okay. I'll take the 4 seed. I'll take the college football playoff. I'll take Kenny Dillingham. Take the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Yeah, not trying to shoot a shot, but we're talking about the college football playoffs. Mike Luke is writing open letters to Brent Brennan on Twitter. So keep talking, Tony.
That's tough, man.
The cope is real and it's okay.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on?
We wrapping up?
Yeah, I think we are. I think we're wrapping up. I
think we got 10 more minutes in us.
We got 10 more minutes, but I'm curious what your final thoughts are. I can't ask you a question and you can't milk it for 10 minutes?
Buddy, I can milk it. All right. You
milk it. Give me 2%.
Buddy, I can talk.
I'm going to start calling you 2%.
You know what? That's a good nickname.
Yeah.
That's a good 2%. 2%. 2%'s a good one. Definitely not skim.
Low fat?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm more like a 1% guy.
No, you strike me as like
I'm not a milk. I don't love milk.
I'm
not a milk guy.
And I mean this with respect.
Oh, this is about to be the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard.
You off like just appearance.
Yeah.
Look like somebody who loves cottage cheese like a little bit too much.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. I am well aware of what I look like. I'm very well aware of what I look like. I have been told I look like I think ketchup is spicy. I glow in the dark. I get it. I'm a pale guy, okay? But you know what? It's okay. I embrace it, and I will still stand on the fact that I have a more diverse palate than Anthony Totri.
You don't.
I do.
You do not.
Absolutely do.
No.
Absolutely.
While you were asleep in what's it called? At the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Me and Kyle were in the lift back.
Yeah.
Kyle was passed out asleep.
Sure.
Head just looked like it was detached.
Yeah.
Right. And me and the Uber driver or Lyft driver or whatever, just going back and forth in Arabic, the best like Middle Eastern cuisine that we were just going back and forth. That
sounds
our grandmas
delicious.
used to, it was phenomenal.
Sounds like I would eat all of it.
Sounds like you've never tried any of it.
Sounds like I would eat more of it than you.
Oh my gosh, that is offensive. That is offensive.
You know what? That should be on the stream. We should just have an eating competition. PHNX Sun Devils mukbang. Dude, we're gonna do because we're gonna.
I'm not doing no mukbang
in the 24 hours chat. Oh, I'll do ASMR with like Circle K snacks, and we can like rank them. Let's see. Lauren says, "Love your platform, fellas, but let's put the best all ASU football team together throughout the times for fun." QB Plummer, best cornerback Mike Haynes.
Yeah.
Harris, keep it going. You know what? That is something. Cam Skattebo. You know, that is something that we will do in the offseason.
Yeah.
We are going to have so much offseason fun. One of the best parts about what we do here at PHNX is that we're not an outlet that just covers the team during the season or just covers the team if they're good, because there are outlets that do that, and it's not fair. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the team. That's not what we do over here. We were live 5 days a week in the offseason all this year. Yeah. Right? Talking transfer portal, ASU topics, who's ASU going to build a statue for, everything. we will do that in the offseason. We will have tons of fun. If you are new around here, I would highly encourage everybody to hit that subscribe button to follow along. PHNX Sun Devils is the place to follow along as this Cinderella story continues. And eventually, once it ends, whether it's with a natty or not, which is awesome to say, by the way.
It's crazy.
We will continue to talk about this team. Transfer portal season opens up, right? You're going to see more recruits that are going to be signing. Spring football. We're not too far away from spring football, which is crazy enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and we will continue to be here for you and provide coverage that nowhere else is. So, and we can't do it without all of you guys. Even Tony. We couldn't do it without Tony.
No, that's facts. And again, this is a big reminder if you're just joining the show recently. Something I said off the top is because Arizona State will play in the Peach Bowl on January 1st, the current transfer portal window opens tomorrow, the 9th, and goes through the 28th. So if there were Arizona State players that wanted to enter the portal before the spring cycle, they would have to forego the bowl game. They would forego the college football playoff appearance to enter the portal. So that makes me feel real confident that you're not going to be seeing a ton of guys. I don't think you're going to see a ton of guys anyways opt to hit the portal. We talked to a bunch of players yesterday post-game, asked a couple of them if they'll be back.
You broke some news.
Keyshawn Elliott will be back next season, his final season. So that's obviously huge for the Arizona State defense. But again, because of that seeding, it works out beautifully. Just another reason to appreciate this season and the bye week. What the bye week gives you is something that I don't think a ton of people have really honed in on yet. Yes, you get the week off. Yes, you get the advantage of your opponent having to play another game the week before. Like, there's so much that goes into it, but now you get a roster benefit to it, right? Where you're not going to be losing starters, which potentially you would, right?
Yeah.
In the transfer portal, you never know.
I also think that, well, first of all, I also just got a really random wave of excitement thinking about like recruiting season for some reason. I was like, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But with this team, I wasn't expecting people to really leave in the first place.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, but this just kind of solidifies it even more. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Love it.
I'm so excited.
I know. This is so cool, man. And we have a lot of time.
I promise
to break
it doesn't
down.
sound like I'm excited.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like I'm
going
excited.
through a lot.
It's just been, I need a meal.
We haven't showered.
I need a shower.
I literally
I need to figure my life out.
My alarm went off, which I'm so glad that I set, because I don't remember setting an alarm. I set it a little late.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't remember setting an alarm, and I did set it a little late.
I didn't think of setting an alarm because I figured you're Erik Ruby. You would set an alarm.
I am that guy.
Yeah. Cottage cheese.
Oh,
boy.
yeah. We'll talk about Shamari. We didn't even talk about that yesterday. So we'll do that. But I have to tell people that alarm went off, and I was like, and Totri has the tickets. I didn't really know when we had to leave, and I pushed Totri, which, by the way, I didn't even, they were not in the hotel room when I went to bed. So there was part of me that thought I'm going to wake up.
We got back at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Totri will never go back there, Sharon. I was A, thrilled to wake up with them there, and B,
hammered.
I turned
hammered, dude.
And I turned to Totri.
Hammered
I'm like,
to a
what time
nail.
do we have to leave? He's like, what time is it? I'm like, it's 6. And he goes, we need to leave right now.
Yeah. I don't even know if I used all of those words, to be honest with you.
I think you just said, wait, this is mine.
Right now.
Right now. Right now.
And then I rolled out, and
you actually were about that. Redbeard was a little different. Redbeard was stumbling around, getting his bearings about him, going, that's not good.
Oh, God. Richard in the chat, what will ASU look like next year without Cam?
They'll be okay.
Sounds like a conversation for next year.
Sounds like a conversation for after winning a natty.
Guys, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe
Shamari.
button. Drop a 5-star review. You got 2 cents on Shamari?
I'm gonna be honest. I think if that hit happened against ASU, I'd be banging the table for a targeting call.
I am going to say, and I don't know this for a fact, I am going to say right now that I believe Arizona State is trying to work to get that reviewed.
Yeah, it's a weird one Because it's like, what are you really supposed to do? You go a little higher and it's a penalty. You go a little lower, it's a penalty. He also but he like ducked his head down a little bit too. I don't think there was ill intent. I think Shamari was just trying to put a man on his spine in the most respectful way possible.
Yeah.
The same way that he did against that spear against Texas State. I think he was just trying to do that, and Rocco lowered his head a little bit.
Yes, Jeff, he was.
My dad asking if I was bumming money off of you. That's so disrespectful. I haven't eaten anything today, and my father's in here calling me a bum. That is insane. Love you too, Dad.
Oh, man.
I did. Thank you for your support. That's actually a hilarious comment. But I think he's gonna stay out the first half.
I think he will too.
I mean, think about all the BS targeting calls that have gone against Arizona State so far this season, added to the list. I think this one's pretty dang close, though. And since it was called targeting, I think they're not going to overturn it.
Paul in the chat, the quarterback being short made it targeting. I think that's a perfect way to end the show. Guys, your Arizona State Sun Devils are the 4 seed in the college football playoff. They're getting a bye. They're playing in the Peach Bowl. They get to wait, sit back, kick their feet up, watch Texas and Clemson. And they will get the winners of that game. They'll either play the Tigers or the Longhorns in the Peach Bowl, January 1st, 2025. The next time you see your Arizona State Sun Devils in a football game, it will be next year.
Wow.
Playing in January, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to do it for today's episode of the PHNX Sun Devils Show. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review. Give us a follow on social at PHNX_Sun Devils. If you missed all of the tons and tons of content that we did at the Big 12 Championship, it is all up on our social, also up on our YouTube channel. You can follow me on social at Anthony_Totri. You can follow 2% here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik
maybe
with
that's my rap name.
You can follow Captain Redbeard at KCoop Sports on social, guys. Stay locked in on our socials because that's when we'll tell you when we're doing another show.
Not tomorrow.
Probably not tomorrow, guys. But enjoy it. Soak it in. And then get ready.
Go back and watch yesterday's post-game show
baby.
tomorrow.
Get ready for the college football playoff. Guys, as always, go Devils. And peace.
We all silly like the mayor.